All right, it's time for another type along, and this time this type along is optional. So you're busy working on your games, hopefully, and one of the things you need to do with your game is you need to be able to read from files, and you need to be able to write from files. So this type along is not an assignment. It is not something that you need to do, but it's a game module, and I'll write a couple of these. So one this week, and I'll probably do one toward the end of spring break, and then maybe one after spring break, where I'm going to write something that I think you might be able to use, an idea that you might be able to use, or some of you at least, in your game. And so here I've written a game module where you can use some of the ideas where you're reading from files and you're writing to files. So let me just show you what this does. This isn't a full game, but it is kind of something that you could use as part of a game. So I've got 3 panels here. Again, we have our card layout, and you're going to ask to enter some names. If the user doesn't enter something in one of the fields and you try to hit next panel, it's not going to do it because it's expecting the user to enter first and last name. So we do that, then we can go on to the next panel. And here I have a multiple choice setup, and they've got the question up here. It's number 1. This is going to ask 4 questions, and I have radio buttons here and a grid layout in the middle. This is a border layout, and the center is my center panel is a grid layout with 2x2 that's filled with J radio buttons. And they're in a group so that I can click on one, or I can click on another, and only one is going to be clicked at a time because they are a part of a button group. And I make my choice. Only one of the buttons is active because I can't go to the next question, I can't go to the next panel until I answer 4 of the questions. So let's see, invention, let's see, we'll do one that's wrong, we'll say submit, and it highlights that you were wrong because that was your choice, and it shows you which was the correct answer. And now I only have one choice what to do next. I can't click on any of the radio buttons. I can only go to the next question. First commercial language, this one, let's get right. So it's Fortran, and I submit, and it shows me I didn't make a wrong choice, right choice. Again, I can't go to the next panel. I can't submit. I can't click on any of the buttons. I can only go to the next question. 4 questions, again, will be asked. The Mac was introduced. Let's do it wrong. Let's say it's 1980. And no, maybe 78, we'll say. And we'll submit. And that was wrong. 84 was the year that it was introduced. And I can go on to the next question. This person created a machine called the Analytical Engine. Who was it? This one, let's do correctly. It was Charles Babbage. And no, maybe it was William Howard. No, it was Charles Babbage. So we'll say submit. Hey, we got it right. Now you answered 4 questions, so now we're going to go on to the next panel. And it tells me how many I got right, and then it actually pulls from a text file that has some high scores. Its highest and lowest is going to, in this particular case, I decided to record scores that were 4 out of 4 or 3 out of 4. I got 2 out of 4, so I didn't make it to the high score. So let's play again. Let's go back. So I could exit, and it'll exit the whole frame. It would be like clicking on this X. But let's play again. So I'm going to go back to the previous panel. And let's see, 1,000 times faster. It was so big it could fill a house. Let's say it was the ENIAC. And that's what it was. Okay, next question. And you'll notice that there could be some repeats in some of these questions, but they're chosen from a random set of 30 questions, so it's likely that some, if not all, will be different. This was called Swing. This is Swing. We were using Swing actually in this particular program, so we submit. Hey, we got it right. Okay, one of the earliest known tools for computation. Well, we'll say that was the wheel. We'll get this one wrong. Say submit. No, it was the abacus. Next question. Lead developer, let's get this one right. It wasn't Genghis Khan, it wasn't Robin Williams, it was James Gosling. So we'll submit. We got 3 out of 4 right. So now we go to the next panel. I got 3 out of 4, and so your name will be added to the list. Hey, that's great. So I know the next time this appears, I should have Scott DeRuiter with the 3s out of 4. And let's actually see that happens. So we'll play again. This time, let's get them all right. So Steve Wozniak worked for Apple until 1985. And notice with the gameplay, I'm going back in, and it's different, right? Again, I could have some repeat questions, but all the questions in each play of the game are different. The 4 questions will be different. I could have some repeats, but they're chosen at random each time I play. So we submit that. Hey, we got it right. Intel, that was founded in '68, so we'll submit. Got that one right. Next question. Earliest known tools. This was a repeat, but not in this game. It was in a previous game, which is okay. We submit. And one more question to ask. This person off called the inventor, and that was Conrad Zeus. So I got them all right. So next panel. So I got 4 out of 4. Notice Scott DeRuyter 3 out of 4. That wasn't there before, but now it is because I got a high score before. I got another high score, so that'll be 4 out of 4. Let's play one more time, and this time I'll just choose some random questions. I won't spend too much time with these. It looks like I'm getting them all wrong. We'll call this one hopscotch. Next panel, I got 0 out of 4. But the time I played before was 4 out of 4. And the time before that was 3 out of 4. So I played a couple games where I didn't make the high score, which is 3 or better. A couple games where I did. And so that'll be saved to a text file. And let me exit and let me show you the text files that we're using. So if I exit, and one of the text files is the text file that has the questions in it. So there are a total of 30 questions. So it has 180 lines in it. And there's a question, and then there are 4 answers. And then the correct answer, these are going to be part of an array. The correct answer is shown here. So it's counting at 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. So integrated circuit will be the correct answer here. 0, 1, Bill Gates, 1. That's the correct answer there. 1, Charles Babbage is the correct answer there. So you've got to match up, and these are going to be pulled at random for each game. And then I also have highscores.txt. Now I don't have my name here, but if I click on this, oh, that's because this is in my starter file. Let's actually open the one that we just saved. So that's going to be up in Game Modules, and that was high scores. And you know, Scott DeRuyter, that was saved, right? The original didn't have those, but as the game is played, those are saved. So let's run that one more time. Enter your name. So Bill Gates. Go to the next panel, and then you can play. Inspiration by Meme. 1978. Okay, didn't get them any of them right. So Bill's not too good at this, but you see the high score, and this is actually part of this is J scroll bar. So if we get enough names, there'll be a scroll bar so that it can, or excuse me, a scroll pane. It'll scroll up and down. All right, so this module might be helpful to you. I'm splitting this up into 2 videos. So this is the idea, and I'm going to show you. There's some starter code on my website, and I'll walk you through this. If you find this interesting, it might be helpful in your game. Remember, if you use this idea, you want to make sure that you cite Scott DeRuyter, right? I'm the author of this, in your updated game proposal, which in a couple weeks I'll ask you to update the game proposal because things will change as you're going. But let's, if you're interested, do the next video and make sure that you load the starter code that I've given you. All right. See you soon.